Good afternoon, Sam. This is John from San Antonio.
John from San Antonio. We missed you yesterday, and Emma's not here today. Sorry to say.
Yeah, we're 48 days until the election.
So
I
don't
agree with
care.
the. Yeah, I agree with most of the analysis on this show that how Harris dominated the debate. It's good to see forecasters give up to a 6% higher percentage of winning of her winning before the debate. Uh, right now, Harris has a 61% chance of winning on 538, which is the highest number since she's been in the race. I wish we were closer to Election Day because Trump will not agree to endure another beating again. At least we have the Walz-Vance debate to look forward to. Most forecasters project national polling averages into their model, and that's why Harris has improved her percentage of winning. State polls are a lagging indicator, and though we are seeing some positive results in state polls in the next week and a half, we'll see how the debate affected state polls, which really are all that matter. And at a certain point, polls from a while back are irrelevant, and new polls should be considered more highly. I have Trump with a polling lead in Georgia for the first time, where he leads by 0.2%, up by 0.3% from last week. In Arizona, I have the race tied.
Wait, I'm sorry. Trump is up in Georgia?
Yeah, Trump's up in Georgia by 0.2%.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's the amount that Biden won in 2020 in that state. So the whatever 11,000 votes or so, if they're going to have the same number of potential voters or voters. So in Arizona, I have the race tied with Harris losing 0.2%. In all the rest of the states, I have Harris winning. In Pennsylvania, I have her up by 0.9%, up by 0.2%. In North Carolina, 0.3%, down by 0.1%. In Nevada, 1 point, down by 0.3%. In Wisconsin, Harris leads by 3.5, down by 0.6.
So why is all that trending in the wrong direction? It seems like, John.
Well, because like I said, they're lagging indicators. What essentially has come out are Republican biased polls, which are also dominating and making this race seem closer. Also, like in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, and so in Nevada. I guess I'm going. In Wisconsin, Harris leads by 3.5, down by 0.6. In Michigan, Harris leads by 2 points, up by 0.1 from last week. And while most forecasters have Trump winning North Carolina, those leads are by less than a point. And if Harris can win there, and Trump flips Georgia, Harris could still lose Pennsylvania and Arizona and still win if she wins Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nevada. So, she has polling leads in all of those states. So, I do agree that Pennsylvania is the most important state with, I think last time I saw 538 had a 91% chance if Harris wins in Pennsylvania to win, and Trump has a 94% chance if he wins in Pennsylvania. But it's not absolute, especially if Harris can win North Carolina, that gives her a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Harris also has polling leads in Nebraska's 2nd district that is necessary to win if she only wins the formerly blue wall states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. She does have to win Nebraska's 2nd district. So some of her biggest polling leads she's had you know, it, those are some of the polling leads that she's had in so far, except for Nevada, where it's 1.1% higher than Pennsylvania. Harris also has a polling lead in Maine's 2nd district, which Trump won twice by fairly large numbers. Have the Democrats leading by 2.6 in the generic ballot, and top forecaster in the House results from the 2022 elections. Logan Phillips has the Democrats with a 63.5% chance of winning the House, which again is the highest of this cycle. I haven't seen much polling showing Democratic leads in seats that they need to flip, but now I'm starting to see that. I'm seeing three recent polls by Republican pollster Scott Rasmussen, who has historically been a very biased pollster, and in this cycle he had John Tester up by a 5-point lead in a poll last month, and now we see in California's 41st district where Democrat Will Rollins has a 6-point lead over incumbent Republican Ken Calvert. In the district that you're very familiar with, Sam, New York's 19th district, Democrat Josh Riley leads Republican incumbent Mark Molinaro by 3 points.
Oh, that's good.
Final House race by Rasmussen is Iowa's 3rd district, which contains Des Moines, where Democrat Lannon Backham has a 3-point lead over Republican incumbent.
What about the Senate race? What about Tester? I mean, the last poll I heard from Tester, he was down like 8.
Yeah, there's been no new polling in that race, unless it just came out. So yeah, I mean it's pretty. Things look pretty bleak. I mean, not you can say. I mean, I think it was 60. What is it? 61 or 61.5, I think, is just going off the top of my head. I have the number somewhere. But, yeah, the Republicans will. I mean, because what seat are they going to win? And, I mean, the Debbie Mercasal Powell seat, I mean, she's down by like 3.5. If Tester doesn't win his seat, I mean, what other seats is he going to flip? I mean, the Allred seat?
I mean, maybe.
No, I doubt it.
All right.
So yeah, let's see, where am I? So this is also a recent poll that Ann Seltzer did, that only has Trump up by 4 in Iowa. And so, that's where we're going to start seeing more objective polls. That's what we really need to measure how the debate affected, the race in swing states. And obviously, Iowa isn't a swing state, and yet Trump's only up by 4. After consistently winning it by 8-10 points. In the last 2 elections.
So
another race.
Let's put it this way: when we speak to you next week, are we going to have? I mean, do you have a sense of? I mean, and I get this dynamic that there's a bunch of junk polls that are put out there that change essentially, the average of the polling. I mean, and then, aggregators can only do so much. Like, I'm going to throw these aside. Why don't you have 2 sets of numbers, John? Why don't you have like all the polls and then sort of like only polls that reach a certain threshold of quality? Why don't you do that, John?
Well, I do that. I put that all into my single average. Like, for example, there's this polling organization called Patriot Polling that, is a bunch of kids, college kids who are Republicans that I just don't take them seriously. I don't include it in their poll. Other polls that are Republican oriented, a lot of people don't even know who pays for the poll. It doesn't really take that much effort to, find out who actually pays for the poll, which are almost always Republican organizations. And so, I mean, I actually, put those numbers. So, like, let's say an Insider Advantage poll says that Trump's up by 2 points, or a Trafalgar poll is up by, has Trump up by 2 points. I'll go take that 3 points in the other direction, because through the years I found out that's usually the average. And I do the same thing with Democratic polls. Like Change poll is
So you basically
notoriously-
handicap them.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, you can do this through an algorithm and create code for it, or you can do it
I
a much
probably won't be
simpler
doing
way.
that. I probably can't do that. But all right. So, I mean, things are looking good, but we're going to have a clearer picture, obviously, the closer we get.
Yeah, I mean things are looking good in the presidential race and in the House race. I wish I could say honestly that they were looking good in the Senate race, but I mean, again, we had one bad poll from an objective pollster, which it had this huge split among 50 and older voters, plus 16 for Sheehy, Tester's opponent in Montana. And in previous elections, Tester did really well with, 18 to 50-year-old voters would win, let's say, by 10 points, and that's how he ended up winning those elections. But this time he's only up by like a point or two among younger voters. And so he needs to get more of those younger voters to come out for him, and hopefully they will. And
I guess it's going to take a concert. Who is it? Isn't there's like who is it? The Foo Fighters? Who is it that they used to come out for test? Or was it Pearl Jam? I can't remember. But I guess but I mean those voters now are older than that age group, I guess. John, really appreciate it. We will talk to you again next week, and maybe we'll see you soon. I mean, you soon. We'll see. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks a lot. All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.